Now and then it feels we're running on a satellite, running out of time to say the way I feel like I could lose my mind, but we all seem satisfied.
Day one of our journey up to the Southern Abrolhos group, the Pelsart group. The last part of the Abrolhos for us to see. It's a beautiful day, we've been so lucky. We left at 5:30 this morning, watched the sun come up, and they put up Miss Ribena about midday, and we've been sailing on her ever since.
It's a great sail. I tell you, if this is one of the sails that I would not hesitate in replacing if it got completely annihilated. And actually, it's pretty close to being annihilated. It's been repaired so many times, but it's just when we need it, it's just invaluable. It's an amazing sail. We love it. We love you, Ribena.
So this is our journey north, and we're going north now because we've completely thrown everything out, all our plans. But we got an email a couple of weeks ago, was it, Rob? The email. Yeah.
2 weeks ago?
Yeah, we got contacted by a woman called Bonnie Hancock, and she's Robert. She's circumnavigating Australia.
Yeah, that's right. And so the email Bonnie sent us was basically inviting us if we wanted to be support crew for her circumnavigation around Australia, attempting to break the world record, which is 7 months solo. And that 7 months is an accumulated time frame, so it's from the time she very first started over in Gold Coast until she gets back to the Gold Coast, including all breaks. So time is of the essence. And we've accepted the invitation. We've just sailed from Fremantle. We've got to get up to Broome, 1,200 nautical miles away. In about 2 weeks we've got to do it. So we can stop for a day or two here and there.
We have to do the Southern Abrolhos. I will not go north without seeing it. We have to do the Pelsart
group. And that's where we're headed for now. It's a 210 nautical mile journey from Fremantle to Pelsart group. And it's day one, and it's a beautiful day sailing. We've got 12 to 15 knots right on the jerry can. Woo. We're going that way. So just a little bit on what I think the expectation of our role is. We as support crew we're going to have 3 people stay on board with us, including Bonnie and her husband and another supporter. And we will be following her as she kayaks daily. She'll kayak for a distance, whatever that is, and then mark it off at the GPS. And then we may go into shore overnight, into an anchorage, or we may just drift around in the spot nearby, and then next morning get back onto that GPS point, and away she goes, Bob's your uncle.
I guess it depends on the weather, doesn't it?
It does. The weather is going to be critical. If it's like this, it's perfect, but the weather is going to play a massive role in this. So it's pretty interesting. It's actually really interesting. It's a world record attempt, and she is well on target to break that world record. She's at the rate she's going, she should break it by over a month. So we don't want to upset that trajectory. The kind of stink thing about it is we're missing a whole lot of stuff that we wanted to do over these next 2 or 3 months going back up the west coast. A lot of stuff we didn't get to see or do. One of them is we're going to skip past the Kimberley, where all the crocodiles are. I'm really quite torn by it, because as I say, even leaving Rottnest this morning was really difficult, because we would have probably stayed for another few days, a week or so there, before we departed for the Abrolhos. And now we're not going to spend much time at the Abrolhos because we had lots of things we want to do there still. And the Montebellos. Now I really wanted to go back to the Rolly Shoals. Oh, the Rolly Shoals. Clerk Reef.
We can when we go
actually.
to Darwin.
Yeah, that's true. We can come back. But it's all a little bit up in the air. So, but that's life on the...
Apart from the bit where we're with her, that's not up in the air. But where we go from there is.
Yeah, once we're on with them, it'll be... so there you have it. The latest.
Now and then it feels we're running on a satellite, running out of time to say the way I feel like I could lose my mind, but we all seem satisfied.
Yep, it's one of those evenings where you sit up on the bow seat, watch the sun go down. What a beautiful day sailing it's been. Haven't had one of these days for a little while. An entire day with Miss Ribena up, just absolutely spotty dog, so good, so good. The sun has just set, and as dusk falls upon us, you have sort of a decision when you've got Ribena up. At night shift it's a little bit, yeah, do you do it or don't you? I've had a good look at the weather. Predict Wind is saying it's going to be very consistent throughout the night, and all the different GFS, the European models, all the models seem to agree with that too. I mean, the chances of it, a squall coming through, is pretty unlikely. There's no rain clouds, there's no cloud cover at all, so we'll take a punt and we'll leave it up overnight. Monitoring, of course, the weather, and you know, whoever's on shift will be keeping a close eye on the wind as it's getting up and down and what have you. You can always drop it if necessary. We'll see how we go. It's going to be a lovely evening sail though.
We're night sailing at the moment, so I'm on shift right now. It's like 12:30. I'm on shift from about like 9 until 1 a.m. What I have to do when I'm out on night shift is just scan the horizon, keep an eye out for any like cray pots and things, watch the wind speed, watch the wind direction, check the sails, trim the sails, check the course and all that. Right now I'm filming this with my phone. I'm just shining my phone torch on myself so that you can see me. I mean, it's a full moon night, but this camera doesn't pick up on anything, so yeah. Little behind the scenes for you there. Nothing too interesting has happened. I did have to,
Declan, I'm out of bed. What time in the morning is it?
It's 12:56.
What happened?
I got us hooked on a cray pot.
Well, I don't think you got us hit.
Well, I didn't
everywhere.
see a cray pot.
Yeah.
Going to go and do some
everywhere.
investigating?
So we.
No, Dad, I'll get in.
So.
Yeah, I'll get in. And yeah, the sail just started flapping. That was the first.
We had Miss Ribena up, so
Yeah.
big sail.
I was just filming a TikTok, and then I see the sails start coming across and flapping and stuff. I was like, oh, that's not good. Ran down the back, and then the alarm's going off on the auto helm. Dad comes up, and
I heard the alarm, but I just thought, oh, we've gone off course.
yeah, and I tried to put it on standby and steer it back across, but it was already hard across. So we had to turn on an engine, and we started motoring forward, and then I went back to look to see if we had caught on a cray pot, and then I saw a buoy floating in the water just below the surface behind the boat, and it wasn't going out, it was staying right there.
So it's there right now.
So
I
yeah,
haven't
and it's
seen
there
it.
right
Yeah. So I got called up, we put the sail away, and Robert has just been to look. What's the...
Well, it's well and truly caught up. We're going to have to get under the drinks. And Declan, as you heard, has volunteered.
Yeah.
No way! No.
Why?
At this time of night.
We're going to have to get in.
We're gonna have to get in.
Really?
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Look, it's just, yeah, we just only take a minute or two, but
Yeah, I'll just try
to
to
at least suss out what's going on. Take the torch down, GoPro.
I'll try not to stay in the water longer than 30 seconds at a time.
Yeah, just be
Declan,
calm. Just
are
be
you
calm.
sure
There's no
you're the man
problem
for
with
the
that.
job?
Go.
I remember you trying to get in the water to get the GoPro you dropped in the marina.
People! People!
What's the matter? Who got in there?
Yeah, but now I feel bad because it's like my fault, and so
It's not your fault.
Good man. It's not
They're
his fault.
everywhere, and it was just unlucky.
You are a good man, Declan.
You're a good man. How you feeling, Dex?
I'm having a good old second thought.
I'm not surprised.
It's so deep and blue.
Yeah. I say, why don't two people get in? I wouldn't want to get in on my own.
No,
Do you
I
want me
don't
to get in with you, Declan?
Maybe.
Yeah, okay. I'll get in with you. Alright, hang on. Just let me go and get changed. And so, just after 1 in the morning, 12 miles offshore in 50 metres of depth, Declan and I jumped in the ocean to investigate where we were hooked to the cray pot. With Rob reversing on the port engine, we tried to release the rope that was wedged between the rudder and the hull, but there was too much pressure on it from the long line that led from the craypot buoy on the surface of the ocean to the craypot itself on the seabed 50 metres below. Declan and I have attempted to get the rope off, and the problem is, so there's a gap between the hull and the rudder. The rudder's sitting like that, and the rope is caught around the back of the rudder, or the front of the rudder, and then there's a buoy right there. Anyway, we can't hold our breath long enough to do anything of great importance, so we are going to put on our dive gear and get back in again.
Nothing wakes you up quite like a 1:30 a.m. swim.
I love a 1:30 swim. I was like, no, you only live once.
In the middle of the ocean too? Why not?
Yeah.
I love my night swimming.
Can't get enough of it.
It's been too long between drinks. Literally.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're doing this at 1 o'clock.
Full moon though, we're kind of almost full moon.
Full moon. Well, that makes all the difference. Let's get in. If ever there was a time for the kids to take off in the boat and leave us, this was it. But Declan, who was bleeding from a barnacle scratch inflicted during his heroic attempts, held firm and watched on as Rob too tried to free up the wedged rope.
Sorry, Mum and Dad.
Rob soon realised that the only way to quickly and safely get us out of this mess was to cut the line. This took pressure off the wedged rope, which Rob was then able to release.
Oh, you got it off! Wow! Wow! Wait, you cut it? I mean,
Cut it off.
Yeah, hang on, right, let's get out of here. Take that.
Saviour of the day.
I was looking for buoys all day today, and I did not see a single buoy.
I saw one.
And if I had known about the buoys, I might have said, look, let's head out
Or
to the
buoy,
deep water.
as they call them
Buoy.
in America.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to head out to the deep water and to the 200 metre line, and then carry on north. So we'll just start with Genoa for starters, get us moving, and then we'll call up Miss Robina again.
hi.
Yeah. At least your shift's over now, Declan. You've eaten into my shift.
No,
you've eaten into Dad's shift and had me up when I should be sleeping, but that's okay. I'll forgive you.
I was filming a TikTok, so.
Not your fault.
When we get distracted, all the people laughing, it's easy to be happy. No blames to be given in this automatic system when the music keeps on blasting.
I keep forgetting to mention about Ivan. You might be wondering why he didn't come and help with the rescue last night. Because he's not on the boat. We're sailing up to the Abrolhos without him. He had a friend called Dara from Bustleton who was on the boat with us. Dara was supposed to be staying with us for 4 days to do his work experience. He'd wangled that with school, that he would do work experience on our boat. Didn't quite turn out the way we'd planned. Dara got pretty sick and he got off the boat. Sailing's not for everyone. But Ivan got off soon after and went with Dara back down to Bustleton, where he's going to stay for a week, and then we are going to sail over to Geraldton to pick him up. He'll get a bus up or the train, and we'll pick him up from Geraldton. He just feels that he won't have any friends to hang out with once we leave Geraldton and move up to Broome area, because there just aren't any kid boats around. We're moving too quickly. We were going to be moving with some, but we're moving too quickly. So, yep, he's getting his fill of friends action. As if he didn't have enough time in Boston, he's gone back for some more.
Now and then it is, we're running on a Saturn night, running out of time. Say the way I feel like I can lose my mind, but we all seem sad.
It's amazing what a decent pair of side cutters can do. They're such a multi-purpose tool, and these things kind of saved us last night. We had the knife out, we had the filleting knife, I was going to get a bread knife, and I had a hacksaw on standby if I needed that. Maybe actually a hacksaw would have done the job pretty well too, I think. But I mean, these just chomped through it real quick. It was very, very good.
Dex, show me your war winds. Look at that. That's from last night.
Yeah,
So selfless of you, Declan.
I know. I'm amazing.
Oh, that's a big scratch.
I thought that because I felt it last night, I felt it happen. I was like, oh, it's just a little. I thought it was just going to be like a little scratch, like smaller than this one here. And then I shone the torch on it. I was like, oh.
I know. And then you said, I don't want to get back in the water. I'm bleeding.
I'm recovering from my war wounds as well, Rachel.
Let's see yours then.
Is that one?
Look at that little one.
You've still got anti-foul up your arm.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
God blimey.
Look at that.
That's not good.
You sleep like that.
No, I didn't even know. I
sheets
cleaned that
there.
up. I knew this, so I was still put there. I got that finger done too by barnacles. God, you think about keel hauling as a punishment. And apparently a lot of sailors did not survive a keel haul, and I can understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, we only had 1 or 2 barnacles on the hull. It still needs proper clean, but
And those pirate ships, I
Man.
doubt that they'd give them a good clean.
they wouldn't clean. They'd be big barnacles. They would have been torn to shreds. If you know what a keel haul is, they'd tie the prisoner or the person who's done whatever wrong by his feet. The man would be thrown overboard, and then the men would haul him literally underneath the boat, assuming you actually survive the breath hold. You may not survive your wounds afterwards because, yeah, brutal. And I got a hint of that.
I've got to say that Declan's the worst.
Yeah, he's got a couple of beauties. Great sailing. We are about 20 miles away from the entrance to the southern Abrolhos, the Palsart group. We are trucking along about between 7 and 9 knots, and we're running directly with the wind. It's lovely sailing. Paul, who I met at Fremantle before Christmas, mentioned to me something I should do down on the block for the spinnaker is to tie a safety line. Should the pins give way, that block is effectively becomes a missile, and because it'll just hang off and go up into the sky, or up into, could go through something, it could kill you. And he suggested, if as a backup, just tie a line around the cleat that it's attached to and just go around the sheet. There it is, down there doing the job as a little backup.
Sail just ripped. A beautiful sail! Oh no, Miss Ribena! Miss Ribena is in tatters.
We're all in tatters as well.
So what happened there?
It went on a surge and the sail swung around the front of the forestay, and then it sort of popped out again.
Which it does a lot.
Yeah, but this one was it sort of collapsed somehow. I must have been going too fast down the wave, and then when it slowed up the wave, and then it came out and just bang. And
It's the end of an era
It is the end of an era
for Ribena.
well,
for Ribena.
let's see.
Honestly, from what I saw, I don't think that she's coming back from
It
that.
kind of ripped in the middle and then it went across and then back
It ripped
down
all
again.
down one side.
It did a bit of a triangle kind of.
Yeah, but then as we were pulling her in, it all ripped down the outer edge. So
Oh, and it would have ripped even more when it went under the boat.
Yeah, but you know, the main structure of the sail is still there.
it is.
You know what I mean?
We've got that
We can
triangle
just fill
to
it in.
start with.
Should
Just
be
need
right.
to get some more material and fill it in.
Awesome.
Oh, Ribena,
Whatever.
you have served us well. Did I just hear an extra rib for good measure?
Yeah. And stay out.
It's not, Robert. It's not deep at all.
Oh, crap.
It says 1.3 or 1.2.
Yeah.
Well, just when we thought it was safe.
My God.
It went from 5 meters to 0.9.
Is it deep again?
1 meter, 1.1.
Yeah, I think we're good now.
Crap. What the heck?
It said 5 metres and we were scraping. So it
That's
must
not-
have only been
that's
on
not-
one side.
But the thing is, the chart was so wrong.
The chart is wrong, yeah.
Holy crap. Man.
Well, they come in threes. We've had 3 now.
Oh.
We've caught
Wow.
the rudder, we've ripped us out, and we've run aground
On coral.
on coral.
No, that was bad. That was so bad.
Well, on rocky outcrops. That didn't sound good.
Holy crap, we were lucky to get over that. That was bad. I don't think we'll put that in the edit.
A successful trip, I think, all round.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we've had some minor mishaps like getting caught on a Cray pot which brought us to a stop.
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, in the middle of the night. And then we just ripped the sail about an hour ago. I mean, again, that kind of stuff
We didn't
happens.
just rip it, we annihilated
We annihilated it. It happens. I mean, yeah, we were expecting that, and we handled it accordingly. And just now we just ran up onto the reef a little bit. It was okay. We didn't get stuck on it or
Merely a flesh
anything. It was
wound.
merely a flesh wound. Yeah, no, again, we saw it coming. These things just happen. We knew exactly what to do, and we just take it with a pinch of salt. And yeah, onwards and upwards.
Onwards and upwards.
I'm so disappointed with myself that I let that happen, because you know, I know when there's coral reefs around or nearby, and you know, when the chart says there's a spith of coral out there, well, you usually look a bit further afield just in case the chart's wrong, especially in areas like this. And I watched carefully when we were approaching where there was an area and there was nothing, and then I got down and started looking at the charts again, making sure everything was all good and where I was going to turn. I was going to turn the course and looking at all that and checking our speed and whatever. And then I looked over the side, you know, far out, it's shallow. Looked at the depth gauge, it's 1.7 metres, and then called Rachel and I started to turn, and bang, started grinding on the coral. Oh, it was such an awful moment, such a bad mistake. We got away with it, but man, it can happen easily.
If you enjoyed this episode, please comment, give us a thumbs up, and best of all, share it. It helps us heaps.
Come on in it